a train a-coming.
Be to yourself. Stay to yourself. Trust nobody. Trust nobody.
After dog.
You know what I mean? Straight up. My closest friends did me in. My closest friends, my homies, people I done took care of their whole family. I done took care of everything for them, looked out for them, put them in the game, everything. Turned on me. Fear is stronger than love. Remember that. Fear is stronger than love. All the love I gave didn't mean nothing when it came to fear.
I'm in a whole different league. I'm a whole different breed. Riding at a whole different speed. Them niggas okay, but please don't compare them to me. I'm in a whole different league. I'm in a whole different league. I'm a whole different breed. Riding at a whole different speed. Them niggas okay, but please don't compare them.
We do not allow no man to get around our woman. You can see her, you can respect her, but we will not allow no plaything. And if you come in our house to play with our daughter, we kill you for that. In our way, oh no man come get my daughter on no street corner talking to her. You gotta come talk to me. I'm the door to my daughter. You gotta pass by me. I reared her. I taught her. I treated her like a righteous girl. I didn't play with my daughter. You understand me? I taught her how to be a girl, and her mother taught her how to be a woman. She has value, so don't you mess in my house, I'll kill you.
In the heat of Alabama's civil rights struggle, one man kept things moving, quietly, strategically, and with a checkbook. His name was Arthur George Gaston, but everyone called him AG. He was born in 1892 in a log cabin in Demopolis, Alabama, raised by his mother in Birmingham. Educated, in part, at the school founded by Carrie Tuggle. As a young man, he worked in mines. He started a burial insurance business for black families, then a bank, a motel, a business college, and more. By the 1950s, he was a millionaire. But he didn't just build wealth. He used it to build power. When civil rights leaders in Birmingham needed office space, he gave it. When they needed bail money, he paid it, thousands of dollars at a time. He helped fund the Montgomery bus boycott, the Birmingham campaign, and the legal teams that defended them. His businesses were bombed. His phones were tapped. But he never stopped. Gaston believed financial power was freedom power, and he gave his people both. He didn't march in the streets, but without him, many who did might not have made it out of jail. A.G. Gaston didn't just succeed, he invested in liberation. Alabama uncovered history they don't teach.
He was rich, black and dangerous, because he dared to invest in freedom. Born on July 4, 1892 in Demopolis, Alabama, A.G. Gaston was the grandson of the enslaved. With only a 10th grade education, he built a black business empire during Jim Crow, starting with burial insurance for miners. By the 1950s, Gaston owned a bank, a business school, and the A.G. Gaston Motel in Birmingham. That motel became headquarters for the 1963 Birmingham campaign. He housed Dr. King, paid his bail, and financed the movement, quietly. White supremacists bombed his motel. Activists questioned his methods. But Gaston believed power came from building, not begging. "I never went into anything with the idea of making money," he said. "I thought of doing something, and it would come up and make money." He died in 1996, worth over $130 million. He showed us you don't need permission to build power, just purpose, discipline, and vision.
Stop scrolling. Birmingham had a black billionaire no history book will ever tell you about. Follow now if you want the truths they tried to bury. In the 1920s, while segregation ruled Alabama, one man quietly built a fortune most could only dream of. His name? A.G. Gaston. From nothing, he became a titan, owning businesses, properties, and banks, creating wealth that rivaled white businessmen of the era. But he stayed in the shadows. Flaunting his success was dangerous. Klan threats, discriminatory laws, and constant harassment meant his power had to be subtle, yet unstoppable. Gaston didn't just build wealth for himself, he built schools, funded community programs, and helped black families survive and thrive under impossible odds. He was a ghost in plain sight, proving that black prosperity could exist even in Alabama's most hostile times. Today, his legacy lives quietly in businesses, buildings, and community wealth, but most textbooks erase him. Imagine thriving under the radar, making millions, and shaping lives, all while the world refused to see you. How would you survive and protect your success if it could put you in danger? Could someone quietly rise today and leave a hidden legacy like Gaston did? History hides the powerful. Follow, comment, and share if you want to uncover every truth Alabama tried to bury about A.G. Gaston.
Let's see how you do under pressure. Oh, yeah, I've been wanting this shit forever. I've been in the.
I got a whole lot of everything. That's why I come through stunting. When I'm gone, the whole world gon' know my name. 12 years old, caught up in that street life. I was trying to shine harder than the street lights. Ran the streets tongue-tied, couldn't sleep nights. Cause when you're living wrong, it's hard to sleep.
keep it military. High salutes to the boot. Eyes right, keep it tight. Phase one, get it done. Left, left, flank ways to the rear, mark original salute. Flank ways to the rear, mark original salute. All salutes. Squad halt.
Game ain't a thing, coming forward with beans. Brick at home, 2 apartments where I entertain friends. More bounce to the ounce, cause the boom the shit. I done got me 50 ounces out of bird in this bitch. Tighten up, no slack, bitches checking my stock. Got some birds I said a nigga.
What kind of society are future generations of Texas Hispanic and Black children going to grow up in, where their government doesn't feel accountable to them? Under this map, white Texans receive 1 member of Congress for every 445,000 residents. If you're Hispanic, it takes about 1.4 million residents for that same representation. If you are Black, it takes 2 million. In this proposal, a Hispanic Texan has 1/3 the political value of a white Texan under this plan, and a Black Texan 1/5. It would take 3 Hispanics to equal the representation of 1 white Texan and 5 Black Texans to equal the value of 1 white Texan. Under these lines, Texas Hispanics will be the most underrepresented population group in all 50 states.
A part of my practice is criminal defense work. There is no felony in the Texas Penal Code for what he says. So respectfully, he's making up some shit, okay? He's trying to get sound bites, and he has no legal mechanism. And if he did, subpoenas from Texas don't work in New York, so he gonna come get us how? Subpoenas in Texas don't work in Chicago. He's gonna come get us how? So let me be clear. He's putting up smoke and mirrors, and I'm hopeful that the media doesn't follow that. I will also say this. I was on the redistricting committee. I sat in on the meetings. We had 3 sham hearings with no maps, where people were forced to testify that they were neutral on the maps because of our processes, when actually, I would say about 99.9% of the people were against it. So they set it up, so when the litigation happens, because it's going to happen, trust and believe, right? That there will be testimony saying that everybody was neutral on it, which is, excuse my French, a damn lie. Then, when they got the map on Wednesday, and let me be clear, it was the worst kept secret in Texas. I was on the redistricting committee, and I was wondering in January, why am I on the redistricting committee? I mean, it ain't a redistricting year. And we didn't meet once, right? But this was always the backup plan, always. I sat in on the hearings. It was a joke. The chair of the redistricting committee, Cody Vasut, is a lawyer. In the legislature, he is the expert on points of order. He knows the law. Cody pays attention to detail. During the redistricting committee meetings, well, I hadn't looked at anything. I don't know. I ain't seen no maps. Yeah, whatever you say. So you peeing on me and you telling me it's raining, and you expect me to believe it. Wrong answer. When they finally had the one public hearing with the map, and the secret was out. The stuff is going to get filed on Wednesday, and we're going to have a marathon hearing on Friday, is what they said. The plan was filed on Wednesday, and they had a 10-hour meeting on Friday. And the thing that was the most offensive to me as a person who went to these and asked questions about these, and let me be clear, the districts that are targeted overwhelmingly are black districts, okay? They are pitting Jasmine Crockett against Mark Vesey, and they are pitting Al Green against CD18, where there's a black representative. If you don't know who sat in CD18, I live in CD18, by the way, Barbara Jordan, Mickey Leland, Craig Washington, Sheila Jackson Lee, and Sylvester Turner. So those are the people they're trying to take out. So I'm real upset about it, and my constituents are real upset about it. But it's really interesting that the map person who says that some law firm drafted the maps and he don't know that much about the maps, I felt like I was in a bad edition of an episode of White Man's Burden. For the most part, he told us, grown people speaking to us as if we were kids, said to us, you need to be happy. We didn't have to give you any hearings in the first place, and we know what's best for you. Well, I respectfully submit that they don't know what's best for us. They do not know what's best for us. And let me also be clear. My constituents demanded that I be here. So you think I'm going to listen to Donald Trump and Greg Abbott and Dan Patrick and the Attorney General who can't treat his wife right and who lies on documentation? So I think he needs to worry about going to jail. But my point is this. We, the Democratic contingent, we are paying attention to what our constituents are demanding of us. They've literally told us if you don't quorum break, we will primary you. That's how important it is. People wonder, why should New York be concerned about what's going on in Texas? Why should anywhere be concerned with what's going on in Texas? I'm going to tell you why. My grandmother says this, if you allow yourself to be a rug, people will step on you. No one was paying attention to North Carolina in 2024. There were 7 Republican congresspeople. There were 7 Democratic congresspeople. Guess what? The Republicans rigged the game in North Carolina, and they took 3 seats. I'm going to say this one more again. That's Ebonics for those of y'all who don't speak it. They took 3 seats. Congress has a 3 Republican majority. Ding, 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 ding. So we weren't paying attention to what was going on in North Carolina. And look what we have. We got that big, ugly, terrible bill shoved down our throats. So guess what? I was paying attention. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Texas will not be North Carolina. We will not give him what we need. And we're marching. We ain't fleeing. We're fighting. And we are so incredibly thankful that the governor has hosted us, because we need allies.
That's been asking, where are the Democrats? Well, here they are. For everyone that's been asking, where is the fight? Well, here it is. But let me tell you something. Don't leave them out on a ledge by themselves. They need to know that you, the American people, stand with them, because they are standing for you. There's so many people that they will never meet, but they understand the importance of making sure that they have a voice when it comes to their government. They understand the importance of standing for what democracy is and making sure that it does not fall by the wayside. They understand that we have a Timmu Hitler in the White House right now that thinks that he is going to become the dictator of the United States. Well, I got another thing to tell you, sir. The Democrats, no matter whether we're talking about these Texas House Democrats, or whether we're talking about the governor from Illinois, the governor from California, or whether we're talking about New York, or I can go through the states, and it's not just the governors. It is the state houses. It is the state senators. It is those congressional delegations that are saying, do what you gotta do, and I will fight, and I will win, and I will earn my seat back to the people's house in D.C. I am here to tell you that time is up for playing in our faces. The Democrats are not going to stand for this any longer. We know that we are standing for the people, and so long as we stand for the people, I absolutely believe the people are going to stand for us. So I just want to be clear. Do whatever you can to support these heroes, because they are the ones that had to leave their families. They are the ones that have warrants out for their arrest. They are the ones that are doing things that, honestly, a lot of other people do not have the audacity to do. So make sure when you talk about them, press, put some respect on their names. I appreciate it.
So it's official, Trump's gerrymandering my district. But are you surprised? They broke the economy and they're down 8 points in the midterm. It's why they threw me in jail. So the real question is, What are we gonna do about it? I'm sick of folks saying they're gonna fight back, but never actually telling you how. I'm calling for what I call Operation Get Back. Blue states must gerrymander Republicans out of their seats the same way they're doing us. So how do we do this? Several blue states like New York, California, and Colorado have what are called independent redistricting committees that give seats to Republicans to be fair. But let me ask you something. If Republicans are gerrymandering us without mercy, are you willing to lose your country to play fair? I didn't think so. We gotta treat them like they treat us. Those states have got to gerrymander Republicans out of their seats without mercy. By the time we're finished, those Republicans will be begging us to stop. Sounds like common sense, right? Big money doesn't like this because it rocks the boat, and they're spending millions of dollars to beat me. But just last week, because of you, we dominated them last week, and we broke a fundraising record. Let's keep the momentum going. So chip it to the campaign, link to my bio, or comment New Era, and we'll send you a link to show you how you can help.
Donald Trump can sign whatever the hell executive orders he wants to sign and make a show out of whatever he wants, but he can't change the Constitution with an executive order. And the Constitution gives the authority to set our election rules to the states. Let me remind you that it was just about 5 years ago that a bipartisan majority in the House and in the Senate passed mail-in voting. And during that time, millions of people have voted by mail. And we have had free and fair, safe and secure elections. Donald Trump has won some of those elections. He has lost some of those elections. Democrats have won some. Republicans have won some. For him to try and put more misinformation out there, to stoke more division and fear amongst people who want to exercise their constitutional right to pick the leaders in their communities and in their Commonwealth, that is just cynical and wrong, and Donald Trump can sign whatever executive order he wants. It will have absolutely no bearing on our elections here in Pennsylvania, and we will once again have free and fair, safe and secure elections led by Republican and Democratic clerks of elections in each of our 67 counties. People will be able to vote by mail, or people will be able to vote in person. I have brought 8 legal actions on behalf of the good people of Pennsylvania, and I've been able to bring back almost $3 billion that Donald Trump illegally took away from our Commonwealth. We've returned that money to our school children, to our farmers, to our communities that had been hurt because of a decision the Trump administration made to take funding away from Pennsylvania. Go look at my record in this space. I file the lawsuits, I win, the good people of Pennsylvania get their money back. If anyone is going to mess with a Pennsylvanian, including the President of the United States, they're going to have to go through me. And I got a pretty damn good track record of delivering for the good people of Pennsylvania. Thank you.
Because this is about racism. And if you can't hear it from them, then hear it from me. As a white woman and a daughter of a man of privilege and power, he knew that his strength was to bring people that didn't look like him to the table of government. And so 50 years later, after Barbara Jordan, aided by white people to have a voice, the first woman of color elected to the South, a woman who sat in the impeachment of Nixon, a woman who said that finally, after amendment, debate, and vote, I am finally part of we the people. To stand here as a 50-year-old woman and know that we now go back in time. So let's talk about cowardice and cheats. Because if you knew you could win this next election, you wouldn't be taking this effort to try to steal 5 seats from elected officials that members of color elected to represent them in Washington, D.C. You wouldn't be doing everything you can to take this coalition of diversity and stand up at the mic and say, why are we doing this? Because we can. And you shield your racism with your party, with ignorance and arrogance, to come up here and say, to be honest with you, I haven't read the bill from the other side. To be honest with you, I haven't talked to the lawyers to be bringing this before it. because you think that people will give you grace on ignorance and arrogance around party because you can't admit that the root of all of this is about racism and power. A power grab. A pure power grab. And so I'm going to ask, don't shake your head, because I'm going to give you a moment to prove what you mean behind that. Because when Donald Trump called Georgia Republicans and said, hey, boys, I need you to steal me almost 12,000 votes. To those men credit, they said, no, sir. We already know what Governor Abbott said.
The black man who fought for Texas but wasn't allowed to stay free, Samuel McCulloch Jr. You ever heard of Samuel McCulloch Jr.? He was a free black man who fought for Texas independence and got shot doing it. In 1835, at just 24 years old, Samuel joined a group of Texian rebels storming Presidio La Bahia during the Battle of Goliad, one of the earliest fights in the Texas Revolution. He was wounded in action, making him the first Texian casualty of the War for Independence. But here's where it gets wild. After risking his life for Texas, Samuel was told that under the new republic's constitution, free black people couldn't live in Texas. That's right. He helped build Texas, but Texas didn't want him. He had to petition the government just to stay in the land he helped liberate. And even then, it was only granted under special permission. So here's the uncomfortable truth. Samuel McCulloch Jr. was a hero, but Texas made sure he knew he'd never be treated like one. When he died in 1893, he was buried at St. John Colony Cemetery in Dale, Texas, a quiet resting place for a man whose name should be shouted in Texas classrooms. Why don't we hear more about men like him? Drop a comment if this shook your view of Texas history, and make sure you share, because history doesn't change until we start telling the whole story.
I don't advocate stupidity. I don't advocate being foolish. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't even hang with nobody my age. You can't tell me nothing but your business if you my age. I don't want to hear it. If you're not in your 50s, I don't even want to talk to you, tell you the truth. If I can't detect no sensibility in you, you don't speak with sense, I'm going to get away from you. Or I'll tell you something stupid back and just still get away from you. I dumb it up quick.
I feel you.
Why not dumb it up so quick? You know, you can ask me any question, I tell you, I don't know. And try to get like 1,000,000 feet away from you. Because I could tell that if you don't care about what you're saying, you probably don't care about yourself.
Yeah.
So if you don't care about yourself, you're subject to put yourself and me in jeopardy. I can't have that. I got too much to lose right now.
Welcome back, motherfucker. You ever think about where this sweet, juicy thing came from? Let me break it down for your ass. Watermelon's roots run deep, baby. First grew wild in Africa, folks loved it because it carried water in the desert. Traders spread it to the Middle East, Europe, and then straight to the Americas. You got yellow flesh, orange flesh, picnic, icebox, even mini watermelons. Every type got its own flavor and sweetness. Seedless ain't magic, dumbass. It's science. They cross a watermelon with 2 sets of chromosomes and 1 with 4. That baby comes out with 3 sets. Can't make mature seeds. This ain't just candy water. It's packed with lycopene for your heart, citrulline for your blood flow, and keeps you hydrated as hell in the summer heat. Don't spit them all out, motherfucker. Roast them up. They're full of protein, magnesium, and healthy fats. Ain't no waste on this fruit. From Africa to your fat-ass face, watermelon been feeding folks for centuries. Grow it, eat it, use every damn part, jackass.
Hell no. This big chicken on steroids trying to kill me. Next time, motherfucker, we talking about emus and livestock guardian animals. If I live.
Sean T.
Everybody ain't